Talk Entertainment. Wake your glass up. Happy Sunday, y'all. Today is June 1st, 2025. Good Sunday evening. Just chilling. Just decided to hop on. Pop up live. I'm going to see who comes in. I have my Elite Cigars that's out of Chicago. Shout out to my boy Martez. I'm going to send you this. This one is called the Uncle. I don't know if y'all seen it backwards, but this one is called the Uncle. Let me read off the description. The Uncle is a medium body cigar infused with premium whiskey. I can attest to that. This is my second or third one. Infused with premium whiskey made in 1884. So here's the card. Shout out to Elite Cigars. I know it may be backwards. I hope not, but it is what it is. This is again a random pop-up live. I think I saw LeBron pop up in here. Let me see. Can I keep up with comments on here? I don't know how to do this just yet, y'all. I'm flipping around on my iPad. Seeing them. The channel is on this video. Oh, I guess so. Hold on. Let me go down to the comments. Let me see the live chat. Oh, boom. There you go. LeBron says, yo, peace to BT. Don't got my soundboard, bro, but I appreciate you being in here. Says, took this goof ass head off. No, I told y'all, bro, I'm riding with the ship. I'm glad we're gonna have this conversation, bro. I love it. I love having this conversation about my Knicks. I am super disappointed. Yeah, I do want us to get rid of to fire Coach Tibbs. I do want us to hire Mark Jackson. I still think there's at least a good 5-year window. LeBron or whoever's in here, let me know if you can hear that plane going over. LeBron, you know I stay by the airport. Again, it's the first time I'm using my iPad to go live on, so I don't have the soundboard. I don't have anything else up. I just really wanted to pop up and go live because I told y'all I was going to hit y'all 3 times this week, so I got the other 2, generally scheduled lives out the way. He says the Knicks had way more talent than the Pacers and lost. We had talent, but we were not coached well. You know I've been preaching this the last 3 years, bro. Sorry about the airplane, but that means my mic is also good. I can trust that. So you're probably going to hear the lighter too. Oh, let me get right before I get to talking my shit and arguing. See how you just roll that? Get that lit up real quick. But yeah, Ron always fucks with me about the Knicks. He says he's been heartbroken about the Knicks before. Let that plane go over. It's gonna happen a lot, y'all. We want to be out here in the garage today and chill and talk to y'all this evening. Ron always teases me about my Knicks. But I love the Knicks because of their grittiness. They have a history of it. Even when we sucked, if we couldn't do nothing else, we was gonna win the game and win the fight. One of the two. So I always love that grittiness about the Knicks, and that's how I approach life. Ron says, make sure you smoke one for me since I'm sick. I got you, bro. Yeah, get well too, man. I know you down in the dumps, but I appreciate you being in here. As y'all come in, man, hit the like button. The like button is free. I don't have no, Cash App information or anything up there like that. But you've been in these YouTube streets long enough. If you want to send a super chat or super sticker, it's much appreciated. The only thing I do ask when you come in here, take your shoes off when you come in my house, even though I'm in the garage. But hit that like button, man. The like button is free. But I've been fucking with the Knicks since I was a kid, and it's a reason why. It's just because I'm a loyal person. So that's who I pick. That's who I'm gonna ride with. Win, lose, or draw. I don't do the bandwagon. I hate bandwagon fans because it's so easy to pick a winner after they fucking won. So when it comes down to basketball, hold up. So when it comes down to basketball, it's certain nuances I'm looking for, the defense and everything like that. Tom Thibodeau is supposed to be a defensive genius. Tom Thibodeau is supposed to be what, what's your boy? They used to coach the Suns when Steve Nash won the MVPs. Like, he was an offensive genius, and now Tom Thibodeau is supposed to be this defensive genius And the Knicks did not play good defense. We did not play our traditional defense. We ran around, we scrambled. I was very hesitant about the cat trade early on, and it kind of came to fruition toward the end right here with the Pacers. Yeah, he dominated. He took long strides going to the basket, knocked down some threes, knocked down some free throws. But like I told Ron, I told other people, Karl Anthony Towns looks like a 12-year-old. He plays like a 12-year-old that just hit a major growth spurt and is trying to figure out his new body. So he's very sloppy when he plays a lot of times. I just miss that old school grinded out basketball, back to the basket, 2-3 hard dribbles, a baby hook, maybe a spin move to the baseline. And if you are shooting a fadeaway, like a Hakeem or a Ewing or a David Robinson, like what the fuck happened to the 15-footers? And to me, that's coaching with basketball. That's coaching. So there's certain plays he could have ran for Brunson. There's certain plays he could have ran for Cat. There's plays he could have ran for Mitchell Robinson. Now, while all these guys can go get their own shot, if they can do it, you use people like that when a play breaks down. But as far as the structure of basketball, let me get to some of y'all comments. Yeah, I got you, Ron. I'm going to smoke one for you. What's going on, Chelsea? What's going on, 18? BT says Tibbs was a defensive genius back in the early 2010s. Not so much now. Indeed. Salute RBN, bro. I'm just on here smoking, man. Talking shit. I told you I was going to go live 3 times this week. So this is, my 3rd time going live this week. But that defense that he was supposed to be so well known for, Chelsea, I just hate where the NBA is at today. It's like, but it's where basketball is in general, Chelsea. It's so many little things that those of us that may have grew up on 80s, 90s, early 2000s basketball, like we were blessed to see the athleticism of the game, to see the blow up of the contracts and the shoe deals and all that, but still see the game where it's played, where people are sharing the ball, moving things, defensive specialists, all that. Now it's just like they roll the ball out there and may the best athlete win. There's a reason why OKC, little small ass market team, is in the NBA Finals, because they play together as a team. It's a reason why the Denver Nuggets, small ass market team, had the run that they had, because they played team ball. This shit is not hard. And my Knicks, I told y'all I was going down with the fucking ship. My Knicks did not do that. They kept force feeding Brunson, which wears him down, and he's the most clutch player in the league. That's not arguable. He won the award for a reason. But he's the most clutch player in the league, but that's what you keep him there for. Let him get his 20, 25, maybe early game. When you need a bucket, then you go to him. But when you're force feeding him and you're wearing down his body, and now the rest of the guys are kind of cold. Like people say, oh, Josh Hart sucked. Josh Hart has not been given the green light to shoot the basketball. Once again, that is coaching, in my opinion. Now, as a professional basketball player, yeah, he should, you open, take the shot, stop second guessing yourself and things like that. But that also goes to say that the way Tibbs coaches is, everything has to go through Jalen Brunson. And that is not the move. When you have a ball-dominant big man on the floor, you make Cat get his big ass down on the fucking block. But again, Chelsea, like we were talking about, everybody else in the chat that maybe, just listen to me ramble about basketball right now. That's where we are in basketball. We see it in AAU, where it's some dude that really don't know how to coach, and he's just yelling at the kids to do this and do that. It's like you're learning on the fly, but none of the lessons stick because you haven't actually practiced. That's like working on an assembly line at a job and somebody tells you, okay, drill this screw in, like right there every time on the assembly line. But they don't give you a worker's manual. You got time off in between days. You're going to forget certain things because it's not a habit, because you haven't practiced it. You haven't made mistakes. You haven't had to make an adjustment. That's where we are with basketball. Let me get to y'all comments. Where we at? Let me scroll up real quick. Uh, Chelsea says, I feel the same way with the Cowboys. I'm going down with the ship. I ain't mad at you. Uh, TJ says, Josh Hart has become a journeyman in the NBA. I genuinely think Josh has found a home in New York. He played great the first two series. He's done some bonehead stuff sometimes. Um, but everybody makes a bad play. But however, I think he's found a home in New York, and I'm praying they keep him, not just get rid of him because of these last two games when Tibbs has truly been fucking up the last 3 seasons. I've been calling for Tibbs' head when Derrick Rose was there that last year, and he refused to put him on the floor. Maybe he was injured and didn't want to put him out there. Maybe some stuff behind the scenes. We don't know. But I've been holding a grudge since that Miami series about 2-3 years ago. Let me get the comments again. Let me see. Everybody speaking. Glad to hear it. Blaze says, and here we got Kofa. I got Knicks fever hat wearing ass, bro. I'm going down with the shit, bro. And this is the other thing that I love about it. It's 30 other motherfucking teams in the NBA. Everybody chooses to hate the Knicks. Not the fucking Clippers. Not the true laughing stock like just a sorry piss poor ass team in the Washington Wizards. Everybody loves to hate the Knicks, bro. It's 30 other goddamn teams in the league y'all can pick on, but y'all love to hate the Knicks. And that's why the game is at where it is, because of the fan base as well. There used to be genuine rivalries back in the day. Boston and the Lakers and the Celtics are going to last forever. That's just the stuff of legend, the stuff of sports lore. The Knicks and the Pacers, my Knicks, did not play with enough hatred in their blood for Indiana. I had a bad feeling. I thought we could gut it out and get to the finals, but I had a bad feeling when Cat sat his ass up there and said he wasn't trying to repeat history. He was trying to make history, and I know where he was going, but that lets me know that he does not understand the depths of which us as fans, we fucking hate Indiana to this goddamn day. Y'all don't understand how fucking serious it is, bro. You got out there on some, it's just a game, it's just another team. No, motherfucker, it's not just another team. The Washington Wizards is just another team. The Orlando Magic is just another team. Hell, right down the road, the Brooklyn Nets are just another team. The fucking Indiana Pacers, the goddamn Miami Heat. Has to be blood sport. Regular season, playoffs, pickup game. I don't care. Let me find out y'all ass been playing pickup ball workouts in the summer and y'all playing on the same damn team as Halliburton or Bam Adebayo. Fuck the Miami Heat and fuck the Indiana Pacers. If you don't think like that as a Knicks basketball fan, you're not a real fan. If you don't think like that as a Knicks player, we need to trade your ass. I don't give a fuck who it is. When you come there to one of the oldest teams in the league, and we have not won in the last 50 plus years. And I'm not saying the guys didn't try, they didn't work their ass off. Again, my personal opinion, it is coaching. There's stuff that the players could have did better and they should know how to do and different things like that, especially at that elite level. But just like you have to be coached from anywhere from knee-high to AAU to high school, college on up, you need an NBA coach. Tom Thibodeau is not that anymore, and he hasn't been for a long time. And I genuinely believe his coaching career has ridden the coattails of the immense talent that he has had in that fucking locker room. I don't give a fuck if it was Chicago with D. Rose. I don't care if it was Minnesota with Cat and what's my boy name? They traded him to go to state. I just lost train of my thought. Now I'll think about it in a second. Hold on, let me get to these comments. I'm going down with the shit, Blaze. Kill in the building. What's going on, good brother? Chelsea says, I don't have a fave NBA team because I was born in 94. And when I was young kid, that's when NBA was still decent. Indeed, that's when I started watching around 92 to 94. Let me see. Blaze says, I'm not going to lie, Kofa. I've never cared for basketball, so I pick on everybody, football, boxing, and baseball on my sports in that order, really. And see, I've never been a football guy, which is strange, especially living in Alabama, because we don't have a professional sports team at all, Blaze. Like, no sport. So Alabama and Auburn football, like, motherfuckers live, die by, breathe, and bleed that shit. But I've always been a basketball guy. TJ says, I'm a Bucks fan because I was born in Wisconsin. We might be getting Giannis. We're going to see how this shake out this offseason. Chelsea says, I enjoy college basketball more than NBA, and I respect that. I respect that, Chelsea. And I said the same thing a while ago because people are just, they're a lot of these younger guys, they're out there, they're hungry, they're trying to get to the league. And then it's like, boom, once they get the paycheck, then bought their mama house, everybody taken care of, everything's all good. Hold on. Had to get my drag. But they get to the league, mama house paid for, and everything's all good, and then they start laxing in play. So that's where my frustration comes in at. But y'all let me know if something came up on the timeline, or if y'all want to ask me a question or anything about what I got going on. Let me know what's going on with y'all too, man. Is everybody good? Y'all, I'm good. I'm okay now. I got. I took my Knicks L. Everybody like, damn, are you Knicks fans? Okay, yeah, man, I'm gonna be all right, bro. I told y'all. The only silver lining, I'm praying that Tibbs doesn't have a job, and I hate to say that against another man's job, but he's had his time, and I don't believe that Mark Jackson was given a fair shake by the NBA, and I think he just needs one more run, and I would love for him to come home to New York, because contrary to what a lot of people know, Mark Jackson was, famous for them Knicks rivalries when he was traded to the Pacers and all that, but Mark Jackson started out as a fucking Knick. He's from New York. Send that man home, let him get that home team love, let him put in the fucking work, and get that small ball that everybody's complaining about. He built that small ball system for the Warriors to ramble off 4 championships. Steve Kerr picked it up, not taking anything away from Steve Kerr. He tweaked it a little bit, but that style of play ran the whole pretty much 2010. Steph is like, 4 and 5 in the finals? 4 and 6 or some shit like that? Those are some solid ass numbers for a small ball team playing the method that Mark Jackson set in place years ago. It's been over a decade now. There's no way in hell Mark Jackson should have never not had another NBA head coaching job. As much as Doc Rivers has moved around and he only has 1 ring, and he's had immense talent as well, they've given Mike, that's the guy's name, the offensive genius, Mike D'Antoni. Mike D'Antoni. When he went to LA, again, I'm a Lakers fan too. I got a team in the East, team in the West. I knew the Lakers weren't going to be shit. We just weren't gelling on. I didn't expect us to do shit. I really expected something better out of the Knicks. Because JJ he's not going to be the guy. I don't know what the fuck Braun was thinking. But out in LA, JJ is not the fucking next Pat Riley. Stop the bullshit. I'm going to get off that. LA need to fix their shit as well. But I think that's some internal housework. But as far as the Knicks concerned, we had a legitimate chance this year. And we squandered that shit because we don't know how to defend the pick and roll. Me and Crown could have got out there. That's my son, for those that don't know. Me and Crown could have got out there and played a little bit better defense. My son would have at least been out there tapping people in the fucking knee and ankle and shit, jumping on them. He would have did something, is what I'm saying. When you have a high pick and roll, there is no way in hell you're going to drop both defenders back and then wonder how they knock down 15 threes a game. You get to some of these comments. TJ, I got you, brother. With the $5 super chat. He says Josh Hart is like last call at the end of the night. He will do when better options aren't there. That shit just hurt my goddamn feelings, bro. I disagree, but it still hurt my damn feelings, man. I fucking love Josh, bro. I love his energy, and he saved us a lot. Whether it was a steal, a poke away, a rebound, a hustle play out of bounds, giving up a foul on himself to keep Brunson on the floor. Josh does a lot of intangible shit. So you might be right. Josh is like that girl that's like a 4 or 5, but that bitch so sweet. She's so sweet, bro. You gotta take her home. Like, damn, like I don't want to, but I got to introduce you to my boys, because if they see me out and see that, oh damn, she alright. But damn, bro, that motherfucker's so sweet, bro. When I came over to the house, she fixed me a plate too, bro. She got a sister, but she ain't gotta be that bad. She alright. So yeah, Josh, I see what you're saying, bro. This shit still hurt my goddamn feelings. TJ came back with it. He says my daughter is swimming with her friends while I'm listening. Mr. Wake Your Ugly Ass Up. I appreciate it. TJ says Golden State ownership fucked over Mark Jackson. They let that white cry. I can't see everybody's comments. I don't know why this shit is doing it. It's cutting it off. Hold on, let me see. Okay. Oh no. I don't want to do that. 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 Let me tap on it. This shit will not let me see all of y'all comments. I don't know why. Let me try something real quick, y'all. What's that? Oh shit. Turn my camera off. I'm a dumbass. Trying to do no damn filters. My bad. They keep cutting it off, TJ. But let me see. He says Golden State ownership fucked over Mark Jackson. They let that white dude, Steve Kerr, take all the credit for Mark Jackson's work. No rings without Mark. Oh, no rings without Mike, Steve. Indeed. And Michael Jordan, yeah. Y'all, hold on. How long have we been cooking? Had to get my Dr. Pepper swig too. You know I don't drink, but had a good swig. Had to break up some of that slushy ice. Justin says, what do you think of LeBron James? Obviously, people get heated over who is better, MJ or LeBron. So, Bron is my third. Never seen nothing like him. Beast, leading scorer in the league all time, all that shit. But I do have, so my first is Kobe. And I hate that people leave him out of the equation when they do argue between Mike and LeBron. If not for Kobe's rape allegation, that's really the only stain that man has on his career. We would be talking about him in the same breath, because it's not just LeBron's talent. They push LeBron because he's had such a squeaky clean image as well. The only blemish on Michael Jordan's career was gambling, which he's not gambling on the game itself. He was playing cards and other things like that in Vegas with Charles Barkley, that type of thing. But I think LeBron is awesome. I think he has played out of position his entire career. I would have liked to see him be the leading assist all times in the NBA rather than scoring. because his court vision, his IQ is that good. So because of his physical prowess, he's been a small forward his whole career, which is cool. But LeBron is a legitimate point guard. And I would have liked to see where his career would have gone if he genuinely played that position and they put him with a Melo, somebody like that to feed. Like that little stint in LA, I don't count that shit. With them, if he was going to link up with somebody, I would have really liked to see him as the point, D Wade as the two, um, Ray Allen coming in as the three, Bosh as the four, and I forgot who the fuck the damn center was at the time. But I would have liked to see LeBron legitimately play the one spot, more so in his career than he did. I know he brought the ball up and the offense went through him, but there's a difference in him actually being a point guard. Let me get the comment. I think I just saw it come in, Chelsea. Says same. Chelsea says same. I put Kobe first, second MJ. I hated people leaving him out. Yeah. TJ says, but Kobe stole Mike's whole game, walk, his shot, his personality. Kobe clone, God bless the dead. So did Michael Jordan with Dr. J. The only thing he didn't steal was that man's hair. He stole his whole swagger. And before that, he stole his game from David Thompson. If y'all don't know who David Thompson is, if it wasn't for that goddamn needle and heroin, that good shit back in the 70s, go YouTube, open up another window, go YouTube Michael Jordan on David Thompson. David Thompson played for the Denver Nuggets. David Thompson was 6'4". He went to North Carolina State. So Michael Jordan grew up kind of watching him play ball. And he said it himself, like he would try to pattern his game. The things he was able to do with the ball. Dude was 6'4" and had like a 44, somewhere between a 44 and a 48-inch vertical. So he came in, he's the guy that came in second behind Dr. J in the dunk contest when the ABA and the NBA merged. So that famous dunk of Dr. J dunking from the free throw line, that's what put him, just edged him over the top of David Thompson. David Thompson was doing fucking 360s. David Thompson was dunking on 7-footers back then. So put it in perspective why I think so highly of Josh Hart. Josh Hart is the same height as David Thompson. So for him to get up and snag rebounds, I know he can jump higher than what he's putting on his jump shot, and we're seeing it in rebounds. But David Thompson was just on a whole nother level. So Mike picked up from people too. And the other thing with that, TJ, yeah, Kobe took a lot of Mike's moves, but Mike wasn't the first one with the turnaround jumper. Kobe had a better handle than Mike. And he extended what Mike did from the mid-range game to out and beyond the three-point line. That's why I give Kobe the edge. And on top of that, we've never seen Mike play with a dominant big man. We don't know how he would have adjusted to having to play with a David Robinson, Patrick Ewing, Hakeem Olajuwon. We don't know. We know Kobe was able to adjust to being number 2, playing behind Shaq, the most dominant player, big man, period, in the history of the game. We know how Kobe adjusted as being a number 2 option and still giving you number one stats night in, night out. And this is without going to college. That's why I always give Kobe that slight edge over Mike. So Mike wasn't the blueprint that we like to think and say that he was. If you truly know the history of the game, like I say, basketball is my thing. Since I was a kid, I used to watch those ESPN classic games. I used to watch the black and white games when they would play like the fucking Celtics versus the Philadelphia 76ers from way, way back in the day. I'm talking like Bill Russell, Wilt Chamberlain. I used to sit there and watch those games as a kid. Let me see. I had another comment. Look, TJ says, laugh my ass off, not the hair. Yeah, he stole a lot of Dr. J's shit too, minus the hair. Chelsea says Kobe's mindset was just completely different. which I think made him more impactful. And that was the other thing too, Chelsea. I'm glad you brought that up. Kobe's thought process was he was going to outwork everybody. There was a clip of him saying, I knew I was fast, but I'm not that fast. I can jump, but I can't jump the highest. I can shoot, but I'm not the best shooter. So what's the one thing I can do better than everybody else? I can outwork everybody. And that's what he did. He just outworked everybody. And then the thing with Kobe too, he knew he was coming behind Mike. He knew the comparisons were going to come. He knew the he's not as good was going to come. That's what fueled his work ethic. That's what fueled him on the floor. The man played through injuries, played a whole second half of basketball left-handed because he had to. He's played with broken bones, bruises, fractures. But the brother loved the game to the point where he studied it. Circling back to my Knicks, having watched basketball as long as I've watched it, that's how I fucking know they have not been watching film. Because the same mistakes they made with Detroit are the same mistakes that they made with the Celtics, are the same mistakes they made with the Pacers, and that's what cost us. It finally caught up. We're a solid team. Talent-wise, we are a solid fucking team. I mean, top to bottom. Yep, I'm talking about Hiccupatori, Precious Achua, cats y'all may not necessarily know. But top to bottom, including that bench, we are a solid fucking basketball team. We keep trying to hit these home runs by going to get a cat. Now some of us fans are talking about going to get Giannis. We trying to hit these home runs on fucking talent, and everybody ignoring what the team did on the floor as far as coaching. We don't have an identity. We did not have a strategy. Tibbs is stubborn. He just now started playing the bench within the last, 3 games? Last 3, maybe 4 games? This is the first time, let me put this shit in perspective for y'all. This is the first time some of those guys have been on the floor together in the entire season. That includes the regular season. So for 82 plus games, this is the first time some of those mix of guys have been on the floor at the same time. You cannot build chemistry like that from an IQ standpoint. And we kept seeing it with Jalen Brunson and Cat. When you got both of them dropping back, that means Cat isn't communicating to Jalen. Because as a big man, you see the screen coming because your man's the one setting the screen. But he's not communicating to Jalen or Josh or Mikhail, and that's how they're getting caught. Then for them, they're turning into the screen instead of reaching over, feeling for it, and stepping around it. But they don't know to step around the screen because they don't know what's coming because Cat or Mitch didn't do their job. And communicate that. Pick right, pick left, those little things. And because they didn't do that, I know Tibbs isn't watching that shit. He's not discussing that during film, if they're even watching it. There's no way in hell we would run the pick and roll every fucking time in practice. That's all we would work on. That and free throws. Because taking care of the ball and stopping those turnovers, that's just simply slowing the game down. You come up the court, you're going 1-on-4, 1-on-3. Drop back until your men get back. A lot of things that cost us were turnovers, missed free throws, and stupid fouls. And a lot of those stupid fouls, all 3 of those things, those defensive assignments, all those things came off because we could not defend the pick and roll, and every team ran it against us. Let me see who we got. Pooh in the building. He says, AI is the best little man going into the paint knowing he would get punished. Indeed, bro. I never take it, and I hate that he doesn't have a ring because pound for pound, AI is probably the best basketball player ever, bro. Because they list that man at 6'1". AI ain't shit but like 5'11", bro. 165, soaking wet. Gave everybody the business, including Kobe. Pound for pound, his size to do what he did. I just hate he ain't getting no ring. Glad he didn't get it against the Lakers, but I hate he didn't get at least one. Chelsea says, I would love seeing Kobe coach. I think that's where he was headed coaching his daughter's travel team. I think he would have coached college, WNBA for his daughter, possibly. Indeed. Chelsea says, I think Kobe would have been a Nick Saban with coaching basketball. Indeed, I agree. Pooh Man says AI took a game from the Kobe and Shaq. Like, yeah, that first game in the finals in 2000. I really didn't expect this to turn into a basketball talk tonight. I wish I had some more people in here to hate so I could argue with, but I appreciate y'all listening to me, man. We've been cooking, 36 minutes? Again, I just wanted to go live because I told y'all I was, because last week I had to cut it short. I really had to do a lot of running around. This week I'm going to try to squeeze in some more. Might be changing some stuff up on the channel. I got a mini consultation. Roberto Blake, for those that don't know, he's a big YouTuber that helps other YouTubers. He was doing live channel reviews last night, so he just kind of glossed over, like, your about page, the first landing page you get to on YouTube. So he gave me some tips and all that, like he did with others. But I'm going to take it and try to run with it and piece together some things. Might be changing up the format, might be forced to change up the format anyway, depending on if I got to move. But I'll get to that later on. Waiting on the Army to tell me what again. Let me see. JT in the building. He says, "Hey, that motherfucker loves some Kendrick Lamar, and he know Kendrick he's just whatever to me. He's a great rapper, but I'm just not a fan like that. I'm sorry, y'all. Anywho, I appreciate y'all checking in, man. I just wanted to go live like I said I was. I'm going to figure out what we're going to talk about this week. Be looking for changes and, nothing super huge or major, but a few little nuanced changes coming to Growth Talk. I'm going to try to keep hitting y'all with more content as far as VODs, because I may not be able to go live as much as I want to. Might have to really schedule it down and stick to a hard 1-2 times a week maybe. So we'll see how that works. But I did want to check in with y'all. Hope everybody's having a good Sunday. I asked how everybody was doing. The only person that answered was TJ. He said he out with his baby girl. So is everybody good? I'm going to ask one more time before we slide up out of this thing. Look, Pooh Man already chucked up the deuces. Pooh Man said, fuck y'all, I'm out there. Well, I hope everybody had a blessed Sunday. Hope you have a good week coming up. I will see y'all soon. Once again, this is Growth Talk Entertainment. I have been your humble host, Kofa. Chelsea, I'm glad you're good, sis. Kofa, not coffee, not Kufu, not Kofi, or any variation thereof. Kofa rhymes with sofa. Easy to say, easy to spell. This is Growth Talk Entertainment, where growth stands for gentlemen reaching our wealth through healing, and this is where we help men find a positive fucking. I thank y'all for being in here. I will see y'all in another probably couple of days, maybe later on this week. I don't fucking know. It's going to be another busy one for me, but I will tap in and check in. We may just start doing these little quick lives. Y'all let me know after the video in the comments if you like this, if you just like chopping it up. Y'all can bring me questions. Hit me with questions like this. I love doing these pop-up lives. Keep me on my toes, because I know there's a lot of panderers out there and people be hitting me on Instagram and Facebook and wanting to argue. So keep me on my toes with the new information and stuff y'all have seen. Forgive me for the airplane, but we're going to go ahead and slide out here. But as always, like I tell y'all, I love you. Ain't shit you can do about it. You matter. You're not crazy. Make better choices. Peace. I'll see y'all later this week. If I can figure out how to cut this shit off. I think maybe just the X button. All right, y'all, I'm out.